there's a lot of MMOs, okay? There's a lot of MMOs out, but is there a lot of good MMOs? And this is actually a big thing, and you can just go on pretty much any forum, and you're going to see this, a tremendous amount of toxicity if you go to an MMO forum, especially Reddit/r/MMORPG, and most of the topics are going to be with a negative connotation, if not outright completely toxic. And some of them are just going to straight up and ask, are there any good MMOs out right now? Like, it's seriously hard to determine if there are good MMOs out. There's an issue because MMOs are big games. It's hard to get into. It's hard to tell yourself, so it's easier to ask. And yeah, okay, so that's one reason. It's just kind of hard to tell if a game is good at first, right? Two, truth is that there's a lot of MMOs out there. It's kind of hard to sift through them, period. And three, there's actually not that many good ones. It's the truth. There really isn't that many good ones. And it's really tragic. There's a lot of them that came out and are still coming out, but most of them are just not even games. A lot of them are just kind of garbage. And then, it's descending there. Some of them are playable if you really like that particular niche, or something like for some particular reason you like a certain gameplay aspect, or maybe it's fun for you and a buddy. For some very particular reason you're playing the game. So those are niche games. Then moving on, there's a particular genre, and maybe there's no competition, so a little bit less niche. People are playing those, and then you start getting into the actual good games. But then there's a lot of MMOs. And they're good games, but are they really MMOs? Okay, we got those games like Dragon Nest, Vindictus, which are older games. There's really nothing that competes with them, and both those games, which kind of not even really compete with each other, but they're kind of similar games. They're action RPGs that happen to be online and kind of have a social MMO aspect, but not really, in my opinion. Those games are actually sister titles, so yeah, they don't actually really compete with each other. They're published by the same people. Yeah, and then there's games like MapleStory. It's kind of a similar thing. It's like social, but it's 2D side scrolling, a Dungeon Fighter Online. Is that really an MMO? Is it kind of? And then we have Pokemon Go and stuff like that. There's a lot of games that are kind of breaking the terms of what an MMO is, and some people call it an MMO, some people don't. And this is where people get really lost, okay? So this isn't really the consumer's fault here. It's kind of like publishers, the developers claiming that their game is an MMO, and then people like me, honestly, trying to determine the genre of a game in these websites. And they'll put it in like top 10 list, top 10 MMO. I know I got a lot of dislikes because I put Pokemon Go as an MMO. And like, everyone is just kind of getting their fucking panties in a twist here, dude. Thinking about different MMO genre, or just genre period, and just because it's not quite what they're looking for, then they just kind of, I don't know, they won't play it. For instance, a lot of people want to play PvP in MMOs, and this is a very specific problem, but it's actually going to translate here. You guys will see. So a big issue is that a lot of people are asking for PvP in MMO, and honestly, there really isn't that many big hardcore PvP games out there. Now, for esports, you do have World of Warcraft, kind of. It's not giant. It's not like a MOBA, but yeah, actually, that's going to be my resolution there. Yeah, you got World of Warcraft, you got Guild Wars 2, and pretty much everything else. I think WildStar had potential, but nobody plays it, so yeah. Anything else is just like whatever. It's whatever. There's not enough people playing it to really support the community. And in my opinion, I fucking thought Dragon Nest PvP was hella awesome, but it doesn't matter if nobody plays it, right? And it's pretty old. So basically, if you want to play hardcore esport PvP, like arena PvP, you've got World of Warcraft, and you got Guild Wars 2. Now, if you want a little bit more open, okay, some people are really wanting that kind of old schoolish, world versus world versus world, realm versus realm versus realm, whatever, empire versus empire versus empire, Dark Age of Camelot. Then you're going to have to look for Guild Wars as well with the world versus world versus world, but it's not quite that good. Elder Scrolls Online is actually a little bit better. You've got that. And World of Warcraft doesn't count because its open world PvP is just completely dead, basically. So really, you don't have that many games, and you'll notice a lot of them kind of cost money, right? They kind of cost money. Even Guild Wars, too. If you want to be competitive, you got to buy the expansion, and you also need to... Well, yeah, you got to buy the expansion to, I think, do a lot of the world versus world. I think they did a new thing. I don't know if that's free. Anyways... So a lot of this stuff costs money, guys, and that's just PvP. But here's the thing, guys. PvP in MMOs it's really good. It can be good, but if you're looking for esport PvP, then you really should be looking at a non-MMO. Okay. Now the world versus world thing, absolutely. Now there's not that many games that kind of do it, but you do actually have a selection. Kind of. There are games to play. You just I don't know, man. Got to man up and play it. I guess you're gonna have to wait for Crowfall. You might have to wait for Albion Online, maybe. There's a couple of other open world PvP games coming out. But if you really want that experience in MMOs, see, there's a few coming out, but still, there's not gonna be that many. However, there's infinitely more for esport PvP. Go play a fucking MOBA, dude. Go play a MOBA. Go play a hero shooter. Go play Gigantic. Go play Overwatch. You're gonna have a much better experience. You just fucking will, man. Like Gigantic, Overwatch, these games don't even have a single player. They don't have any other game modes. They have nothing. They have almost no character customization either, because it's all about the actual gameplay. So if that's what you want in a game, then go and get that in a game. There are games completely made around that. That's a problem with people who really want to play MMOs for very specific things, is that, well, then go play those specific things with the games that are made around those specific things. That's the big issue here. Okay, so if you want to play like the massive scale kind of PvP, or at least open world PvP, you know what genre is really good at that? Early access survival games, actually. Go play Ark Survival Evolved. Go play H1Z1 King of the Kill, dude. For factions, I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. There's PlanetSide 2. PlanetSide 2's all right, too. There's a lot of other games out there, or different genres that are kind of, you know, emergent, and they're merging kind of with the concept of MMO. If you really want like a hardcore strategy game, grand strategy, I know a lot of people are looking for Kingdom Under Fire 2 to be that game. I don't think so. Go play something like Mount & Blade Warband, or the free-to-play Tiger Knight Empire Wars. There are games that allow you to have big team battles, and you can fight on teams and sides and still have like a massive scale, but it's not quite massively multiplayer, okay? I understand that. And what people are really complaining about is they want an MMO that has everything. And I know in the beginning, World of Warcraft had that. I understand that. It really did. So did RuneScape, actually. RuneScape had like a really well-rounded gameplay palette, right? It had fucking amazing quests. I've never played a game that had better quests. I'll admit that, guys. RuneScape also had really kind of like strategic PvP, the way it worked, you know, because it kind of was pseudo open world PvP. I understand that. It was kind of hardcore. It was really cool. The economy-based gameplay. And even though it was point and click, dude, it was still fucking intense. You know it, dude. It was pretty cool, man. Them swordfish fights, hype. But anyways, World of Warcraft also had pretty decent end game. It had really good, awesome open world gameplay. It had battlegrounds, and all in all, World of Warcraft is still an all around okay, pretty game. It's an okay game. But the thing is that those are exceedingly rare. Okay, just like any other game. Is like, okay, like Dota 2, for instance. There's no other MOBA like Dota 2. You wanna know why? Because like, it's expensive, man. They have the creator tools. You can buy individual pieces of armor. You can sell armors. You can actually play mini games in Dota 2. Of course, you have the actual game of Dota, Defense of the Ancients. That in itself is deep and probably more expansive than League of Legends it is, like physically, mechanically, with the game engine. But of course, they've added on to that too. You actually have people making whole games inside the Dota engine. It's pretty ridiculous, and you're not going to get that again because of the money, the time investment, and it's just kind of a unique factor, dude. It's just not something that's going to happen over and over again. You're really not going to get a World of Warcraft 2.0 until World of Warcraft itself completely dies. It's not going to happen. That's why RuneScape has just kind of existed for as long as it has, because there has literally been no RuneScape copy that has really come out. And I'm really surprised we haven't really seen a proper Ultima Online sort of expansion. Now, we do have Albion Online coming on the horizon, but honestly, Albion Online is kind of making some pretty piss-poor decisions, and I really feel like it should have been free-to-play and probably should have already launched by now and really focus on its hardcore mechanics. But anyways, it seems like a lot of developers are kind of losing their way, but it's not just the developers. It's not just the developers kind of developing in weird directions. It's also the community not really knowing what direction they want to go themselves. You want an MMO, right? You want an MMO for certain things. Okay, let's just say you want an MMO for endgame rating, right? Okay, well, if you're not going to play World of Warcraft, you're not going to play Final Fantasy XIV, then why don't you play something like Dark Souls? You get like really awesome boss fights, you can co-op, or if you really want like true co-op action, I guess you got to fucking play Monster Hunter. I guess you got to make the sacrifice and go play Monster Hunter. I know it's not an MMO. Oh yeah, speaking of that, there is Dauntless coming out, which is going to be a free-to-play online Monster Hunter game for PC. Hype! There are games out there that will give you the experience that an MMO can give you, right? Just not with the massively multiplayer, extra casual content, which mostly it is. Now, if you can just like get rid of your biases, and go play these other games. Then you'll be able to really appreciate what the MMOs of today have to offer, okay? So Guild Wars 2, right? I understand. It's kind of esporty, but it's not as good as a MOBA, okay? You can still have fun in the PvP, you can still have fun in World versus World, but really, Guild Wars 2 is a casual game. You casually enjoy all the different aspects of it. You go and do the seasonal events, you do the fucking jumping puzzles, man. It's fashion wars, man. You just decorate your armor, you go collect your armor, and you go and do a lot of different things at a casual level. But see, what people want is they want a game that is competitive, end game, competitive rating, competitive PvP, arena PvP, competitive world, realm PvP, and they want like a player-based economy, like that works a certain way. And people want all these very specific things all in one game, when really you should be playing lots of different games that do these specific things better. That's the problem with MMOs, is that it's kind of a mindset thing, guys. It kind of is. And of course, I understand there are a lot of shit games that spread themselves too thin, maybe because you guys keep asking them to, but also there's some games that do very specific things and you're just kind of leaving them alone. Okay, so yes, it's a fault of publishers advertising wrong, and also the developers developing their games, spreading them too thin, but it's also the community, it's also the forums being super toxic. And I'll admit, it's not just your fault though. Some of these games really fucking are shit. They really are. But you guys need to open up your mindset, leave your biases, and go play some different games, and then come back to these different MMOs, and you'll see them in a new light, and you'll have a lot of fun, okay? Remember, the massively multiplayer component to it is really the social aspect, so you should really be enjoying the casual social aspects of these games versus trying to be all hardcore and shit. And maybe you won't be so fucking toxic and negative in your videos and in your forum posts and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I can be toxic, but I can also be hype, and understand there's a time and place for those sometimes. So anyways, hopefully you kind of got the gist of what I was trying to say here a little bit. I try to use some specific examples, and the gameplay in the background is from Guild Wars 2, my most played MMO right now. Even though it's really not the best of any world, it just kind of does everything pretty good like. And for that reason, I jump back in and play with friends, because it's a pretty good experience. So anyways, that's my opinion on it. Anyways, thanks for watching, friends. I do hope that you guys can have fun with whatever game you do choose to play, right? That's why I do top 10s, try to help you, define or find your taste, find different games and have fun in those. But, like and subscribe if you want to see those. And I try to share those games out and let you guys become aware of those. But anyways, my name is Skylance, and I make videos and things. And, oh yeah, I'm still kind of sick, so sorry if my voice was a little bit shitty. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is the end of the video, and I'll see you again next time.